Hey everyone, this is PM Sport Talk, the father and son duo podcast. I'm your host Preston, alongside my father Mike and Dad. How are we doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. What a weekend in sports. Hockey, basketball, little NFL news. Baseball too. Can't wait to get into it.
Let's go. You may notice we got a little bit of a different background here. Little change of scenery, and we're finally in the same studio. But let's get right into it here. Let's start off with the NBA here. Let's go into some playoff basketball. We had some series, and we forgot to mention that we didn't have an episode last week, so there's a couple things we missed here. As we're in the second round, I believe we were still finishing up some first round series 2 weeks ago. Well, Dad, we decided to pretty much call the Celtics series all but over. But unlike Celtic fashion, they blew a 3-1 lead to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, epic collapse. Celtics just will not change their style, and you live by the three, die by the three.
That's literally what killed them. They didn't have Jason Tatum for that very crucial Game 7 in Boston, but let's be honest, that series probably should have been over way before then. Can't really bring up too much excuses. So the 76ers, with the ultimate comeback, and they moved on to the second round, and they ended up facing off against the New York Knicks. We'll go over this series real quick for you, as the 76ers were no match for the hungry New York Knicks. The Knicks have swept the Sixers, and they will be booking their ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals. They are just awaiting the winner of Detroit and Cleveland.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you said, last episode we did 2 weeks ago, the 76ers Celtics series is still going on. Now we're back, and the 76ers have already lost in the second round. Crazy. No match for the Knicks. Joel Embiid was, does what he does. He's plays one game, misses another game, and when he is out there, it seems like he's hurt every other play.
Yeah.
So you can't win with that guy. Uber talented. I believe he won an MVP a few years ago.
Yes, he did.
But that's it. You're never winning a championship with this guy. The only way he wins a championship is if he's like a part of a team where he's just like where he just comes off the bench as a backup center or something. That's the only way he's going to win one, because as the main guy, he can't win one because he can't stay healthy, and he's getting older, and
he's running out of time.
The whole trust the process 76ers thing that was been going on for the last 10 years or more. Well, they trusted the process, and it didn't work. The Knicks didn't have a process, and they've made more advances. At least they've been in the conference finals.
They're
76ers haven't even got out of the second round.
Second consecutive year. Joel Embiid has never played in an Eastern Conference final. Not once. And it just seems like it's just not likely to happen. I mean, like you said, the guy, when he's the main guy here in Philadelphia, he's always hurt. He can't stay healthy, and it's clearly showing that this process in Philadelphia that's been going on for over a decade needs to come to an end.
Yeah, it's over now.
You got a good thing going there. You got two great young guards, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe. Time to start focusing on them, because right now, Joel Embiid, he's not the future. I mean, he's old now, and it's just not going to be there for them anymore.
The one game in this series that they played good in, he didn't play.
Exactly.
So that goes to show you they had a chance to win that game. They lost it right in the end. So the last minute or two there. But, so problem is the contract. What are they going to do? Because nobody's taking that contract.
They're stuck with them.
So they're stuck with them. So I don't know what they're going to do. This is, unfortunately, unless you get lightning in the bottle and he miraculously stays healthy one of these years, you're not winning, and so you're stuck with him, and you're going to waste the first few years of these young players. Like you said, Maxey's, I don't know his contract, but he's going to be looking for a big contract, I'm assuming, soon. I don't know how many years he has on his one he has now.
And Philadelphia needs to figure it out with him, because he's a guy you don't want to lose. I mean, when Joel Embiid in Game 7 against the Celtics got hurt, he was next guy up. He took over that game.
Right. So you got to have him. I'm not 76ers. I just don't know. Probably what you're going to see is like what they are now. They're going to be anywhere from a 5 to an 8 seed team, and they're going to lose in the second round or the first round every year until they figure out this Embiid situation. And good luck with that, because I have no idea what they're going to do. But this is where they are, and they got manhandled by the Knicks team that's on a roll. We'll see now. Knicks are going to be off for probably 10 days or so.
Yeah.
9 to 10 days before they play a basketball game again.
We'll see how that goes.
See if they can keep that momentum, or if that, who knows. One thing when you're a team on a roll, you want to keep playing. You don't want to, yes, they want to get Anunoby healthy, so a good 3 or 4 day layoff.
Yeah, but they're going to be waiting a lot longer than that, it seems like.
I don't think the next series starts till next Sunday or Tuesday, something like that.
Wow.
So, yeah, they're out for a week and a half, so.
It's crazy. Yeah, but the Knicks, good for them. They got right back to the Eastern Conference Final, and we're going to see if Mike Brown can do what Tom Thibodeau was not allowed to do, and that is take this New York Knicks team to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, we'll see. He has, in order for that decision to be a good one, he has to get him to the finals. If he just gets them to the conference finals, then he didn't do anything.
No,
so
it didn't make a difference.
Didn't change a thing. So he has to get to the finals.
I like their chances a lot against Cleveland. Against Detroit, I still like the Knicks if that is the series, but I think Detroit will play them a lot better than Cleveland would.
I do too. Detroit, they, came back from 3-1 against Orlando. They seem to have found their footing now. So they'll be a tough out, like you said. The Knicks, I would favor, but I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be shocked if Detroit beat them. But I would, if I was a betting man, I would take the Knicks in that series. But who knows? Series to series, things change so much, and a player gets hot here and there, or a player goes cold for the Knicks team shooting all these threes, and chances are those threes aren't going to go in on a consistent basis from guys that normally, like Miles McBride yesterday shot 7 out of 9 or 7.
Yeah, something like that. He was on fire.
That's not going to happen again.
No.
So you can't depend on that.
They got 11 3-pointers in the first quarter. I mean, that's never been seen before, and it won't be seen again for the rest of the playoffs. Let's be honest.
So who knows? I do think, like you said, the Pistons is the better matchup if you want to see a lengthy series, which I do. So I would root for the Pistons to beat the Cavaliers, because we don't want to see James Harden in the conference finals.
And speaking of the Cleveland Cavaliers and James Harden, let's be honest, Cleveland, I don't know what's changed with James Harden, but he doesn't seem to need to be the guy as far as I am concerned. He doesn't do all that dribble crap. I mean, because let's be honest, Donovan Mitchell, this is his team. It's going to stay his team as long as James Harden's a Cleveland Cavalier. And I'm going to be honest, another guy's outplaying him, and he's been one of the best Cavaliers playoff performers so far. That's Jared Allen, their center. He's been holding it down. He was probably the biggest reason why they were able to get out of the first round in Game 7 against Toronto. A huge game there, and he's having a great series so far against Detroit.
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent for them, and along with Mitchell. Mitchell takes a ton of shots though, but
Donovan Mitchell though, I'll tell you this: if you're not familiar with watching him in the playoffs, get familiar, because this guy, he's one of the best playoff performers I've seen in a while. And I know that sounds crazy, but when the lights are the brightest, this guy shines. Not just with Cleveland, he did the same thing when he was in Utah as well.
Yeah, he's pretty good. But I don't know. To me, he's like a volume guy. Takes a ton of shots, so he's going to make some.
I mean, he did shoot 13 and 24. That's pretty good.
That was good. No, he had a good game that game, but he's not that consistent to me. For me, I watched a couple games where he's just jacking. He reminded me of the Celtics. He's just jacking up 3 after 3 after 3. None of them going in. So he's hit and miss. I know he gets his points, but I
Yeah.
just don't think he's consistent enough. And James Harden, even though he hit a big three the other day, yesterday, right?
Yep.
Yesterday, I'm getting my days confused. Yesterday, hit that big three, kind of, helped them along there, which is unusual for him. But, got to give him credit for that one. But I still don't trust him going forward in this series. There'll come a time where he needs to take a big shot, and he's not going to make it. So I would expect Detroit to probably win this in 6. Maybe it goes 7, which, might help the Knicks. But I still expect Detroit. They have the best player, as far as I'm concerned, the best player in the Eastern Conference, and that's Cade Cunningham.
Yep. Good point. I mean,
I like Detroit.
Cade Cunningham's the sole reason why they're even playing in this series. I mean, this guy, when they went down 3-1, I'm pretty sure he didn't have a game again in that series where he scored under 30 points. I mean, he's a bucket. He can go get you tough shots. He's for sure the X factor for Detroit, and I completely agree with you there. I got Detroit winning this series. How much games? I'm not quite sure yet, but I like Detroit. So we'll take a look at the OKC and Lakers series.
Why are we looking at that?
We'll go real quick. Yeah. Thunder are up 3-0 against the Los Angeles Lakers. And, I mean, I don't think anyone should be surprised at this. They don't have Luka, and this Lakers team is nowhere near good enough, especially if your center is DeAndre Ayton. That's not going to help you because he has played some of the worst basketball I've seen from a Lakers player or from an NBA player in the playoffs in a while. I know there's always going to be that controversy with OKC and the refs, but let's be honest, this Lakers team did not stand a chance. And OKC, even though, yes, I'm not going to deny it, they do get help from the refs, but this team runs insanely deep. They are a talented team, and you could honestly argue that they're the best team in the NBA again.
The closest game was 18 points. 2 games, 18 points. I'm pretty sure all 3 games have gone the same way. Very close at halftime, and then the Thunder just pull away in the second half, and it's no contest, not worth watching. Haven't spent much time on this series. Like I said, I can't get into it because I know the Lakers have no chance without Luka. Even with Luka, they weren't going to win the series.
Yeah,
would have been a little closer maybe, but they still weren't going to win, especially with his health the way it is. So once again, like you said, that controversy, I do agree. The Thunder, to me, is one of the least pleasing teams to watch I've ever seen, because quite often they're not looking to make shots. They're looking to get to the foul line.
yes.
They do flop. They flop like nobody's ever business, and that was a real thing. But and they don't need to. They're so talented.
Yeah.
They don't need to do any of that.
That's
stuff.
the thing that makes me upset. Shea is so talented, and especially him and all their players. I mean, it's just almost like their coach, Mark, I don't know how to say his last name. I think it's like Dagna or something like that. It's almost like he's teaching them to flop. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, I get there's a lot of flopping now in today's NBA, but this has been taken to an extreme. And
there's no doubt they practice it. No doubt in my mind.
And I'm not going to argue that these calls against the Lakers would make it any sort of difference, but some of the calls against them in this series have been egregious. I mean, it's just been like, it almost seems like the NBA is not trying to hide it at this point, because there was a couple times in Game 3 and Game 2 when LeBron James would pull up and he would be fouled. He's clearly in the act of shooting, and the refs would somehow call it on the floor.
Yeah, no.
You've seen those. So, yeah, it's just getting a little ridiculous. And after Game 2, the Lakers, I've never seen it before. After the final horn, the whole team had a little meeting with the officials to discuss their that they are unpleased with how they're calling this series.
Yeah, I've never seen that before either. It's just crazy.
And I'm not usually a fan of teams complaining about calls, but in this case, I'll give it to them because it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, they had a gripe there. There was one foul there where what's his name? For the Thunder, Holmgren. You could clearly see he wasn't even touched, and he just flops down. It's like unbelievable.
One more thing for you. Have you ever seen a foul called on the opening tip-off to a game before?
I don't think so.
Well, Game 3, there's a first time for everything because apparently Ayton hit Chet Holmgren incidentally in the face, and he flopped, and they called a foul on the opening tip-off of a game. I've never seen anything like that before.
That's not surprising with this series, but yeah, I've never seen that. That's why I can't watch them. That's why I hope to God that I believe it'll be the Spurs that'll play them in the finals. I hope to God the Spurs can beat them.
Honestly,
I don't want to watch them in the finals.
I think San Antonio needs to win this series, or else the Thunder are going to go to the finals. And why I say that? Because Wembanyama, we'll get into it, a Wembanyama-less Spurs team lost to the Timberwolves by 5 points. That team is not beating OKC.
The Timberwolves, you mean?
Yes. The Timberwolves. That team is not beating OKC. San Antonio with Wemby, absolutely. I have not seen a team be able to take on the Thunder without crumbling because of the officials, but until this year. I've seen the Spurs play them a couple times this year in the regular season. They play them well. They don't have an answer for Wembanyama, and I think the Spurs, if you don't want to see OKC play in the NBA Finals again, your best chance of that is the San Antonio Spurs winning in round 2.
Which they will. They will beat the Timberwolves. Yeah, that's the only chance. I don't know if the Spurs can beat Oklahoma City, but I hope they can. Otherwise, it's going to be just think if it's the Knicks and Oklahoma City, where you got two of the best floppers in the league with Jalen Brunson and SGA, along with Holmgren. That'd be interesting to see what direction that goes.
Well, I mean, not so fast in New York. What if Detroit could make it as well?
Yeah, I think Detroit would get absolutely killed by Oklahoma City, but I think the Knicks could hang with them, maybe win a couple games.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Who knows? But I just hope it's the Spurs because I don't want to watch Oklahoma City. They're not fun to watch. To me, they have kind of ruined basketball. Their style, nonstop fouls. I just don't want to watch it. I want a game where it's not littered with a million fouls.
Agreed. That's a good point there. And yeah, I mean, it's just getting ridiculous. It was just like this last year as well, and here it is again this year. There's just no words to describe it. It's just straight up getting ridiculous. So we'll see how those series play out. Let's just take a deeper look into the Spurs Timberwolves series. I know we just briefly touched on it, but I do want to talk about it. This series is tied 2-2 while this episode is being recorded. Anthony Edwards almost had a 40-piece last night, and I'll tell you, I know I just dogged on the Timberwolves a little bit, saying they have no chance against Oklahoma City, but man, Anthony Edwards is got to be one of the best players in the league right now. I mean, this guy literally hyperextended his knee, last week, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. And
here he is coming back early. He came back in game 1 of this series. And here in game 4, he drops 40 points to avoid going down 3-1. He is definitely one of the most talented players in the league right now.
Yeah, he's great when he wants to be. Sometimes he disappears, but he's been really good in these playoffs. I have to give it to him. And like I said, he's playing hurt, so kudos to him. They win that game last night. Obviously, everybody knows that Wembanyama had that elbow. He probably deserved to get kicked out of the game, I guess.
Nothing more, though.
Nothing more, and he didn't get anything.
He didn't get anything more yet.
So that he's back for game 5. Timberwolves would have lost this game if he doesn't go out, I would think.
Yeah,
because they barely won as it is.
It's interesting. Wemby, apparently he didn't know the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, they cut to him talking to Barnes. He's like, what does that even mean when they said he got flagrant 2? And Barnes, the veteran, had to tell him, you're ejected. And he was like, I'm ejected? Okay. It was interesting there.
It amazes me how players, and it's not just him, it's a million of these players don't know the rules.
I know.
It's just amazing. How are you part of a league and you do not know the rules? I just don't understand that, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he's never been ejected before, so it's not something that's going to happen a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But still,
and
you got to know when you get a flagrant 2 that you're gone.
I'm going to be honest, though. I'm not saying there's no room for elbowing people in the throat. But on that play, he was getting absolutely hacked. And these officials need to do a better job of calling these. Because I know they're trying to let a lot of stuff go, but you cannot hand check and grab people and just keep getting away with it. Or else the players are going to be aggressive back. And unfortunately, Wemby was trying to be aggressive back here, but instead it had turned into him being kicked out of this game.
Yeah, he's got sick of it, and, he probably overreacted a little bit. His height comes into the factor. If he's not that tall, that elbow probably ends up in the chest of a player. But because he's 7'4", that elbow ends up in the throat.
Yeah.
So, it's a big difference because you see these big guys do it all the time. When they get the ball and they use their elbow to clear space, it goes into the guy's body. Well, he's just so tall that it goes right up.
It went to Nasri's throat.
So it looks like there's a lot more intent there. Like you said, he's been hacked and, grabbed and all that. That's their strategy because that's the only way they can win is to do that to him.
Be physical.
Be physical with him, right. And so, he tried to take matters in his own hand. He got too aggressive and, he paid the price and, they lost because of it probably. So, but going forward, he'll learn from that. He's, it's only his, second or third year. So,
yeah.
I'd be shocked if he doesn't come out and just have a huge game on Wednesday or Tuesday, actually, tomorrow. So, Tuesday, and then they have that NBA break where they don't play again until Friday.
Yeah.
So, so I would expect the Spurs to go up 3-2, and we'll see what happens back in Minnesota. Maybe they can get it done in 6, or if not, maybe we'll have an exciting Game 7. Hard to tell, but this is the one series that's got some life to it.
Yep. Agreed. Can't wait to see how this series plays out. Tied 2-2, heading to Game 5 back in San Antonio. That sort of wraps up our NBA talk for today. So let's go ahead and head into the NHL playoffs, the other playoff section we are looking at here. And there are round 2 is underway, and there are a lot of nice series going on here. One is already over. Carolina, the Hurricanes, have yet to lose a game in these playoffs. They swept the Senators, go to round 2 against the Flyers, sweep them, and just like that, they're headed to the conference finals. Absolute domination, Dad, from the Canes.
That's the first time that's ever happened where a team has swept both first and second rounds, won 8 games without a loss. So first time ever since this new format, which I think started back in 1987, I think I heard. So, yeah, unbelievable at Hurricanes.
They look unstoppable right now.
They look unstoppable. The one thing I will say is most of these games were close, though.
Yeah.
So it's not like they blew them out. They had at least one overtime game, maybe 2 in the series. So could have went the other way. I think it was Game 2 was the one that really Philadelphia should have won. They had a million chances and they just could not score. But they do look like the best team in the East. So kudos to them. They're going to have a long layoff, possibly. So we'll see what that does to them. Usually in hockey, that doesn't hurt you because you need the rest. Especially if you're a good team. So probably, although, they had a long rest last series too and it didn't bother them. So they should be fine. They get the winner of the Buffalo-Montreal series, which, has a little life here in Rochester with the Sabres just down the road, not going their way at the moment.
Yep. We'll head right there. Why don't we? Montreal is up 2-1 on the Buffalo Sabres here. And yesterday's game just was not even close. 6-2 in Montreal. And The Sabres need to figure it out fast.
Yeah, 5-1 was the score Friday, right?
Yep.
Canadians, a lot of that was due to their goalie. Sabres actually played better in that game than they did in the game last night. But yeah, you knew once Montreal won the game 2 in Buffalo, going back to Montreal, that place is nuts up there. Home ice advantage is huge for them up there.
Especially because it's their sport.
Yeah, it's just crazy. That place was rocking. I heard another 20. The Bell Center holds probably around 20,000, and there was another 20,000 outside the arena watching on big screen teams. I've been to a playoff game up there a long time ago, probably 25 years ago,
Wow.
I'd say, maybe, when I was young, before I even met your mother. Playoff game between Montreal and Boston. Game 7, Montreal won it, and that city was absolute pandemonium. I never witnessed anything like it. People climbing up lamp posts, light posts. The streets were just filled with people. It was crazy. It's hockey.
Yeah.
That is hockey. I mean, they call Detroit Hockey Town USA. Well, Montreal up there is just crazy, especially when they're doing good. Those fans are unbelievable. Great atmosphere. And Buffalo better win this next game. It's going to be tough, though.
Yeah.
Because the next game's still in Montreal, and then they head back to Buffalo.
If Buffalo loses this next game, I think it's fair to call this series all but over.
Yeah, it's hard to come back.
Especially against the Canadians and just that raucous crowd, because you're going to be heading back to Buffalo 3-1. You could get a game there, and then you'd have to win again in Montreal to force that game 7.
The Canadians and the Sabres are kind of similar in a way. They both have been down over the last few years, but they've been building up through the draft.
Yep.
They're both a couple of the youngest teams in NHL. So the Canadians, they're fast, a lot of young players, a lot of talent. Same thing with Buffalo. But watching these two games, Montreal looks a step faster. They're just seems like a better skating team. Buffalo in the last series against Boston, you can see the edge for Buffalo. They were just a better skating team, a little bit quicker. That's not the case in this series. Montreal is a little bit quicker, or at least even, and the Sabres are having a hard time with that. And
I don't know if you can make the argument that game 1 victory in Buffalo, you could throw a little assist towards Montreal just being done with a game 7 series against Tampa Bay. And Sabres set the tone in this series, but great response from Montreal, not getting under duress and winning the next 2. And if they win this next one at home, they can really start to feel it and head to this next series against Carolina.
Yeah, it's been a long time since a Canadian team has won a cup. So maybe Montreal has a little magic. I don't know. I still think they're a year or 2 away.
So let's play.
You never know.
Let's play a little hypothetical. How good do you think these teams, like let's imagine them both being in the cup? How good do you think they match up against Carolina, who is on a roll right now?
I think they both might be better skating teams than Carolina, but I think Carolina's bigger and tougher, and their goalie probably is better.
Carolina is.
That's tough.
They got a tough defense.
Yeah,
that's really their story.
So, but this is the same Carolina team that has, been to the finals in the Eastern Conference and lose. And
that seems to be their hump. So, they get there and then they lose. So
no disrespect to Ottawa and Philadelphia, they're not as good at teams as Montreal and Buffalo. So whoever they play, Carolina is not going to be sweeping them. They might come out victorious in the end, but those will be tough series. I would expect those to be 6-7 games, 6-7 game series, no matter who they play.
Yeah,
and would not be shocked if Montreal or Buffalo could beat Carolina. So, but that should be a great final, whichever team gets there. And right now, it's looking like Montreal.
Yeah, we'll see how Buffalo responds in Game 4. Got to think that's a must-have. So we'll see there. But Montreal up 2-1 here against Buffalo. We'll take a look at the next series. which will be the Minnesota Wild against the Colorado Avalanche. The Avs came out firing in this series. Very crazy game one. I believe 15 combined goals between the two teams. Colorado was up 2-0 in this series, but the Wild come firing out in game three, and they win game three 5-1, making the series score 2-1.
Yeah, and I heard that Colorado was thinking about changing goalies for this game, which is kind of weird because their goalie has, although he hasn't been great in the playoffs, was great all season. So that's a tough call on them. Who knows how they go? I know gave up 5 goals, but this is a tough series.
Wild are better than people think. I mean, they just took out Dallas, who many people thought had a chance of beating Colorado, and they are a game away from being right back in this series.
If they can win the next game, I think this goes 7. Obviously, if Colorado wins, it goes up 3-1, then Colorado's going to win the series. But Minnesota, they're only a few points behind Colorado in the regular season. So if this goes 7, I would not be shocked, even though I think Colorado probably is the better team. But, once you get to the playoffs, there's a lot of factors that go into it, and you just never know. Goalie, if that Minnesota goalie is better than the Colorado goalie, then maybe they pull it out. But,
yeah, right.
I think Colorado's a little more talented, but stranger things have happened. Colorado's another one of those teams. They won the Cup a few years ago, but they have a chance of they're a good enough team that they should have been back to the Cup a couple times, and they haven't been. So let's see if they can get it done.
Yep. I think it's going to be huge for Minnesota to get this next game, because going back to Mile High, good luck. I mean, tough place to play no matter what the sport is, I think, unless if you're a Colorado Rockies fan, but we won't go down that route. But, yeah, Colorado, a great sports state to play in. And Quinn Hughes of Minnesota, I want to talk about him. I mean, he's been great these playoffs. I saw a play in this game where he got absolutely leveled on the other side of the ice, and he hustled all the way down and ended up scoring a goal like a couple of seconds later.
Yeah, no, he's been great. We saw him with the USA hockey team, how good he was there. Small guy, but boy, can he skate. And, he's just an unbelievable hockey player. Tough guy for his size, like you said. And, great talent. I mean, he's fun to watch. And he makes that Minnesota team go. So let's see what they got. They play tonight, 8 o'clock, the only game on, I believe. So we'll have a lot of eyes on them. Let's see what they can do.
So we'll head over to I believe this is the last series we need to look over. The Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. The Ducks get a huge win yesterday, and this series is all tied 2-2. And I think that Anaheim is surprising a lot of people in these playoffs. First defeating Edmonton with a good amount of cushion, and now they're towing up against one of the toughest teams in that western side. That's Vegas.
Yeah, they're doing great. Another really young team on the come. They're maybe a little ahead of the schedule themselves, just like Montreal is maybe. But, great series, 2-2. This got 7 games written all over it. I still think Vegas probably wins it in 7. Would not be shocked if it goes the other way. Have I had a hard time getting into this series? I'm the old guy.
It's also on very late, so
these games are on sometimes don't start till 10:30 at night. So unless you're staying up to 1:30 and they go to overtime, who knows? The game might not be over till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
But they've been good games though, so it's a fun series to watch if you can stay up. But I think Vegas pulls it out in the end. But fun series.
Anaheim with the 4-3 win in Game 4, and this series is all tied 2-2.
I do think the winner of Minnesota-Colorado wins the next series.
I agree. So. That's a good point on your part. And, so we got exciting hockey playoffs, exciting NBA playoffs, and that sort of, what else is there to really chat on? Any baseball talk you're aware of?
Well, the Yankees got swept, but it's so early. take a lot of credence into that.
I don't think there's much NFL news out there
The
either.
NFL today, there's a few things if you're interested. Some of the NFL schedule is coming out this week, or it's all coming out, but they had a few leaks. The first Sunday night game is Dallas and the Giants. So we got that.
Okay.
And
actually, I won't get too mad about that. This Giants team is a lot better than they were before, maybe.
I think Dallas might be decent this year, too. They had a good draft. Then Dallas-Philadelphia plays on Thanksgiving. And there's one other thing that I think I knew, but maybe I'd forgotten. Do you know there's a Thanksgiving Eve game this year?
I did not know that.
So not only do you have the 3 games on Thanksgiving, but there's a game Wednesday night, too.
Really?
That's just crazy.
What do you think about that?
Well, the only thing I'd say is those 2 teams better have had a bye the week before.
Right.
They better not have played Sunday.
It needs to be a matchup where 2 teams have the bye. If they played Sunday, then
that's horrible.
Yeah. That's definitely not going to happen again. If that's not the case.
Yeah, and then what else did they say? Just more streaming games, which I hate. Netflix has more streaming games.
Yeah, of course they do. I mean, you hate it, but are you really surprised?
I think Netflix has the Rams 49ers game there. That Thursday night game or Friday night, whatever game, Thursday night game. Because when you open up the season on Wednesday, which usually they open it up on a Thursday,
they're changing it up a lot.
Because
I don't know if I like that.
Because Thursday they're having that game in Australia, the Rams 49ers.
Yep.
So that's messing everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think there's 2 Black Friday games this year.
Okay.
You know, my favorite radio show, Mad Dog Sports Radio, he's my old guy he's like, get off my lawn, the old guy, saying get off my lawn. But he's right in some aspects. All this streaming and all these games, which on these other nights, which is nice because you have football on other nights, but it does ruin the Sunday game because Sunday you don't have as good of games.
Yeah, that's not just that should be common knowledge, I would think, because sure you love football throughout the week, but Sunday is usually for a long time that is the designated game. Before then, before they started all this primetime crap, it would be Thursday, Monday, Sunday.
You didn't even used to have Thursdays, but you have had it for a little while now. But it used to always just be
Sunday and Monday?
Sunday night, Monday.
Yeah.
And now you've got them all over the week, which is great because you get more football, but it weakens the Sunday schedule.
It's sort of like, you're juggling 2 balls. So,
I mean, I'm not going to complain too much, but it does weaken because sometimes you have those. I love the 4:00 window on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times there's like 3 games. So if those games are bad, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Whereas before you'd have like 4 or 5 games at 4:00. So you knew you're going to get at least one good game.
That's interesting. That's
my biggest.
We're going to see how it plays out. I mean, maybe it works out, maybe not. It just maybe seems like the NFL is trying to change a little too much up, but who knows? Maybe it'll be better to have football throughout the week, and maybe those Sunday games will end up being good. Because usually you look on paper and the Sunday games look awful, but then you get good games.
True.
So I mean, it's football. It's
football. You're gonna take
any given Sunday, like the old saying goes. So we'll see how that plays out, and
I believe they're gonna leak certain parts of the schedule, like. Tomorrow morning, they're leaking another game, and Joe Buck's going to announce it on Good Morning America, and probably all during the week they'll leak. And then Thursday's the big reveal, which there used to be a big reveal for the schedule, but now everything gets leaked, so you kind of almost know before they reveal it.
Yeah,
so
maybe you're getting like 2 games you didn't know before. So.
But that's interesting. I like it. See the big matchups when they play and where they are. So. That's the NFL news, which, never goes away.
Like you say. So, with that being said, we'll get into our... Well, coming from my...
What was Durnan doing Probably not foul, I guess.
A little bit of a stare down as well. Oh, man. Well, coming from Carolina and Philadelphia. Carolina up 3-0 here in Philadelphia. Coming down the other end. Pass over. Blake a shot. And he gets it to go. And with that, the Hurricanes complete the second sweep of their playoffs.
In overtime. What a unbelievable ending to the game. Crazy.
And you can see that Vildar is very upset. He should have had that save, no doubt.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's a tough bounce. I'll give him that.
Look at the shots. So he got 40 shots. He got pummeled. He's the only reason they were in the series because of him.
And you can see they all huddle around him, and Jackson Blake completes the sweep for Carolina. Coming from Ducks and Knights, Ian Moore thought about it, now shoots and scores! Sneaks it past the glove, and an absolute snipe gives Anaheim a 2-point cushion.
What a shot.
That one was, what a snipe here.
Wow. Wasn't deflected or anything, just straight in.
How did that one find the net? That's impressive. Well, Dad, that's the end of today's episode, but do you got any predictions before we head off?
Well, I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to give you Minnesota ties up the series tonight against Colorado. And then tomorrow night, I've got Montreal taking a 3-1 lead against the Sabres.
Interesting there. For me, I'll go ahead and go a little future. I say San Antonio gets it done against Minnesota and moves on to the Western Conference Finals, and where they'll take on OKC, obviously. And in the Eastern Conference, I'm going to say Detroit will be taking on the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I like that. Well, I'll go ahead, and as long as you're going future, since our podcast is a week away, so I may as well do the same thing, right? I'm going to go Montreal finishes that series. Probably goes 6, Montreal in 6, and then Colorado wins in 7.
I like those predictions. We'll see how those play out, and we'll be back next week here on PM Sport Talk. Once again, I'm Preston Ayotte, alongside my father, Michael Ayotte, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Goodbye.